And the last one, humility, which I'm the most humble guy in the room, so this should be easy.
No, I am.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's humility is an interesting word. I don't have a lot of problem with the word humility. I know some people do.
Yeah.
I get more flack on that one than most when I talk to people about it. For me, it's just being right-sized. You know, who am I really? You know, not bigger than I really am, and not less than I really am.
Right.
My default, I think, especially when I was younger, was always to default to being less than I really was, not wanting to step up and be accurate about my self-assessment, you know, wanting to feel like I was inadequate at times. That was like a default mechanism for a long, long time until it was pointed out, and I think I've gotten better at it. And of course, the easy tendency is to go to the other extreme and think I'm better than somebody else or more capable or whatever. So for me, humility just boils down to being right-sized, you know, an accurate view of myself.
Yeah, that's good. I had an interesting thing happen in New Zealand. That was a festival type of atmosphere where there was workshops going on for 3 solid days, and they invited me to speak 3 different times. And so the first time I spoke, I talked about these words and my experience of working with this material. And then the second time I spoke was about the creation of By Referral Only, and as an entrepreneur, what it's like to be in business for 30 years. And then the third time I spoke, I talked about the Kokoro experience, you know, 3 experiences. And there was this one particular guy in the class who came up to me towards the end of when I was getting ready to leave. And he goes, I saw all 3 of your talks. He goes, every time I saw you talk, I liked you more. God, you really have gotten this really great life. And he goes, why didn't you tell me all this when we first met? We're at dinner. You didn't tell me who you were. You know? And it kind of played into that a little bit. Like, I can play back, and I used to think that was kind of cool. My mom would say, like, don't show all your cards at once. Like, you know, don't brag, or like that kind of thing. But it also robs other people of having a full experience of me. And how do I communicate who I am without being...
Right. That's the balance.
Yeah, and that's the humility.
Me, yeah.
How do I do it with humility?
Humility is keeping a modest opinion of myself.
Humility, to me, allows me to learn. And
humility, what came up for me in that word was never arriving until I've departed.
So humility for me is I put myself in many situations where I do feel humble. I can either choose to hang out with people who I feel are less skillful than myself, or I can choose to hang out with people who have many skills, much like the group I'm in today. And when I put myself around people who have tremendous skills, especially in my industry, it makes me feel humbled every time that I'm sitting in front of them, and I'm always learning something. And I would rather be the learner at this point in my life than always stepping forward and just being the teacher.
Myself.
Humility. For me, I believe that we all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time.
Humility. When I think about humility, I think Mother Teresa. And when you study Mother Teresa, she did things without expectation. She did things from the heart, did things not expecting anything in return.
You got to be the first one to make fun of yourself.
Humility means to shine bright, but from a strength that it's okay to be bright, and it's not shameful to be bright, but also come from a place to deeply understand that it's so that you can also help others.
How to be powerful and confident and capable without being a bragger. So there's a balance.